Hi there, I'm Mike Brach. This is Tribe Wellness. Here's Junior. And today we're going to talk to you about an important Tai Chi technique for balance. This technique is called Rooster Stands on one leg. So as you might imagine, we're going to stand on one leg. And you may need to have a chair or something to hang on to for safety. But as we all know, the more you practice safely challenging your balance, the better your balance can become. And for a lot of folks that we see here at Tribe Wellness, in our Tai Chi balance class, in our other group exercise classes, or even in one-on-one physical therapy, balance is something that gives a lot of people trouble. So we want to use techniques like this one to work on our balance. Let's start simply. The hand motions are probably the easiest place to begin with this technique. And it's quite simple. We can stand nice and tall, feet about shoulder width apart, tilt the pelvis back, stretch the crown of the head up, draw the shoulder blades back and down. And then, with your hand, I'll mirror you like you're looking in a strange mirror. I'll say your left hand and I'll move my right. The left hand, why not point the fingers down and really bend the pinky side of your wrist down towards the floor. Other hand will be parked at the waist, slightly rounded arm, palm down, fingertips straight ahead. And we'll draw the wrist up to shoulder height, not way up here, but just to shoulder height. Pull it back, press the pinky part of the wrist forward. Fingertips at nose level, hand midline of the chest. Let's try that again. Feet nice and wide. Tilt the pelvis back, stretch the crown of the head up, shoulders back and down. We'll draw the wrist up, pull back, press forward. Other side. Breathe in as we draw the wrist up. Breathe out as we slowly press forward. Empty space breathing as we lower the arms down. Concentrate on keeping that head up, back up straight. It's so easy to tip forward. Keep that head up. Breathe in and out. Lower down. In, out, lower down. Even slower. Really draw that breath in little by little all the way up. Breathe out slowly as we softly press forward, lower down. In and out. Lower. From a chair, you can do this same exercise. You'll just be sitting in a chair. The footwork is a little different. For now, practicing the footwork, as long as you feel like you're not going to fall over, you might try keeping something nearby to hang on to, like a railing or a chair or something sturdy. What a lot of people will do here is shift over away from the foot that they're going to raise. And in a chair, if you're sitting in a chair, you might still just practice keeping your back up straight while you pick the foot up. Or, if you're standing, you might first bring that left foot out in front a little bit. Make sure you're not too off balance. For some people, that's plenty of a challenge. Then you might pick the heel up to take the weight off of that leg and make sure you're still stable. From there, if that's easy, you can pick the foot up. Some folks I see will just tap the foot lightly to try and stay upright. Other folks, it's not a challenge for them, so they'll draw the knee up nice and high and point the toes down. And then lower down, weight to the middle, shift over, toes up, feet up, knees up, back up, lower down. So let's breathe in as we come up, out as we're at the top, empty space, breathing as we lower down. Breathe in all the way up to the top like you're floating the knee up from inhaling. Step down after you've breathed out. So in, hold it, breathe out. Step down, breathe in. Hold it, breathe out. Down. In a clinical setting, like in physical therapy, for example, if somebody's really well balanced on both legs, and we want to make things a little harder for them, we'll have them do a version of this. They'll go into tandem stance, one foot in front of the other like you're walking on a tightrope. If that's easy, we'll have them then work on this single limb stance. For a lot of people that I see with Parkinson's disease, there's so many benefits for this exercise. First and foremost, it's tough to pick the knee up if you're hunched over like this. But if your back's up straight, your hips are forward, shoulders are back, we're practicing really good postural awareness. That's an important part. You can work on that in the chair if you don't feel safe standing and doing it. If you're safe standing and you're upright, then the next part is just that smooth weight shifting, which is so good to train your proprioception. Even just the side to side shifting of the weight. You might even shift over and pick up a heel. Shift over and pick up a heel. This also will help you see how your hip strength is. Because if you shift over and you've got to pop the hip out, you notice that you're weak in hip abduction, if that's the case. And so here, you've got to engage those hip abductors to keep your hips steady, up straight, level, as you rise up and as you lower down. And then we get the coordination piece of the hands, the breath, and the movement. Junior here wants to join us for some. Maybe, I don't know. But why don't we start out with a few on each side now. So we'll breathe in as we draw the wrist up, press the pinky forward, breathing out, lower down with good control. Slower is better in Tai Chi. Breathe in and out, lower down. And we've got a great Tai Chi concept here of alignment and harmony of hand and foot movements. So it's just like a marionette puppet. If there was a string from your wrist down to your foot, they're coming up together, hanging out together, and lowering down together. So we can do this just a few times on each side. It's a great technique for balance, great technique for coordination, great for posture. So before we begin, slow, deep breath in and out. Start out with the left side. Point the fingers down. Draw the wrist up, knee up, foot up. Press forward, breathing out. Lower down. Breathe in, drawing it all up. Out. Lower down. In. In. So we're going up as we breathe in, breathing out as we press the pinky forward, lowering down with good control, and again, breathe in, breathe out, lower down. So that's a great technique from Yang Style Tai Chi. Golden Rooster Stands on one leg. And hopefully you like the golden rooster, or like my friend Bill calls it, the evil chicken, because it's a little challenging. Hopefully you'll get some good practice standing on one leg. And you might have a countertop or something sturdy you can hang on to really try that out. And if there's one side where you notice your hips are weaker, you feel like you're sagging a little bit when you walk, or you feel like you've got to really tilt away to lift that leg up, you might use that as your stance leg and really try to engage those hips as you bring another side up and down. It's tricky because the action side is not the side that you're doing hip strengthening on in terms of hip abduction, but it could be a nice way to strengthen those little muscles along the side of your hip, deep in the glutes. Gluteus medius is the most common one there. It's the most powerful hip abductor. And you should feel that right around wallet pocket area. But more importantly, hopefully you feel the breath. And hopefully you feel the movement, breathing in and out, lowering down. Remember, you can modify this by doing one foot in front. Hey, and just the arms, and that's tricky too. That'll work your balance a little bit. Or maybe you tap a foot. As you work the hand motions. Or like we talked about earlier, maybe you sit in a chair. And you just work on that upright spine. Shoulders back, big hand movements. However you do it, I'm hopeful you'll find what's most challenging but still safe, and take that on. Use a video like this for some education, practice safely at home, and maybe you could even come to class with us here in Texas and we can have some fun. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful.